everybody, welcome to Star Moment Photography with Dimitri. So thank you guys for joining me today. Today is December 31st, the last day of 2020, the year of hell, whatever you want to call it. So for this video, I just wanted to just kind of reflect on the year, both for me as both a person, from a business standpoint, just everything. And just kind of pinpoint like what my goals and my hopes and aspirations are for next year, going forward in 2021. So I think it's safe to say that the year 2020 has not been the easiest year for anyone. I know for myself, it's been literally the hardest, most difficult year of my life, both as a business, in terms of relationships, family, health, you name it. Like, it's just been that difficult. So to kind of start out from the beginning, so as you know, earlier this year, I finally actually legitimized my business. I went and did my sole proprietorship, got my tax identification number. I was set for business. I was like, yes, I'm gonna get my business started. Then COVID happened. So it's like literally, I got my business documents in order and everything, and then bam, we're in a lockdown, pandemic. So it's like, oh, I don't know what this is gonna do for my business, because typically I get a lot of business in spring, and it's pretty decent in the summer, and then, it trickles off towards the fall a little bit because people are cold, or it's getting colder and whatnot. But this year, like, especially the first 3 or 4 months, like, it was definitely difficult getting business. Like, people are scared. They don't want to do shoots because they're afraid of, getting COVID. They're trying to, stay safe, which is understandable. So from that standpoint, monetarily, it was a struggle because I would usually get a lot of my income through my photography, and I would, apply that towards, bills, or more importantly, I would use that to get the equipment that I need for my business. As a wedding and portrait photographer, I've been trying to, build up my lens collection, upgrade my camera equipment, upgrade my lighting and everything, so that way I can keep up with the competition. I can get the best images possible for my clients. But this year, it was difficult at the beginning of the year because I had to, any extra money that I had to go towards bills. It had to go towards, taking care of other situations. And so it was very rough monetarily for that first part of the year. But not only that, but I was dealing with a whole bunch of other stuff. Like January, I lost a really good friend of mine. I was, we kind of had a falling out. And whatnot. So that was kind of rough for me. Then not only that, but I had to deal with my father and my grandfather. Starting out with my grandfather, his health was in serious decline. He had to fly up from the Virgin Islands to, he flew up from the Virgin Islands to deal with colon cancer that he had been diagnosed with, which that was a rough toll. Then later on during the year, my father, he went through a series of mental health struggles for about a month and a half. So me being the eldest son in the family, I had to be the one to actually go and take care of that. I had to actually take care of my father. I had to handle his medical affairs, and whatnot. But not only dealing with that, but also trying to keep track of my grandfather's medical stuff, medical documents, and whatnot. And it was a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility that just suddenly just fell on my shoulders, and it was a struggle. Like I would be lying if I told you that I handled it just no problem at all. It was a real struggle for me. I had to really learn how to, get my stuff down packed and whatnot. So there was that going on. And then, COVID, I like spending time with people, but because of COVID, I had to really, be careful who I was hanging out with, because of course I was taking care of my father, who is in an at-risk group, so I couldn't just arbitrarily hang out with people willy-nilly like I normally would. So I had to actually pick and choose when it would be prudent to do so. So I suffered socially for a while because I, at least in terms of being in person. And I really gotta thank God for my friends, my group of friends that I met at Andrews University during my college years, because they've been really my rock, my sanity during this whole time. Helping me, keep socialize. Like we socialize every day, we talk every day. We encourage each other. And if you're someone that's dealing with a lot right now and whatnot, and it really helps to have that solid foundation, that solid friend group that is going to help you get through. Trust me, it's much easier to deal with. So that, and also seeking therapy. Like I have a therapist that I see about once a month. That she's been a great help helping me to cope with everything that I've been dealing, because I not only have to deal with my father's his own mental health issues and my grandfather's health issues. I have to deal with my own mental health issues. 2020 took a heavy toll on me mentally. It became borderline overwhelming at times, and sometimes I was overwhelmed. It threatened to swallow me up. But thank God I was I had that friend base and my not to help me to get through, because it was a struggle this year. Anybody that tells you it wasn't a struggle this year is lying. So so that's been kind of the year that I have been having. But it wasn't all bad. Like towards the end of the year, I made a lot of progress. All of these experiences that I had during this past year, I gained a lot of knowledge about myself as a person, my friends, my family, and especially my relationship with God. That was the most important thing, was learning to develop a trusting relationship in God, and learning to put my faith and trust in Him, and letting Him, guide my path. And it's been a journey. It has been a real journey. And my faith was rewarded, because towards the end of the year, I not only managed to accomplish my goals of what I was trying to do in terms of acquiring equipment that I needed, but I also managed to accomplish a couple of my other goals that I had. I had a goal where I wanted to start a class where I was doing insurance adjustment, so I could get a better paying job, so that way I can better fund my true passion, which is photography. And I've gotten to accomplish that. I accomplished getting my business degree in photography through the New York Photography Institute. I accomplished that earlier this year. I got my business license. I got my business all set up and whatnot. And I learned how to, do medical stuff through, dealing with my father and my grandfather's medical issues. I learned how to handle that stuff. And I can honestly say, without those experiences, I wouldn't be the man I am today. I wouldn't be, I wouldn't have become as strong as I have become without these experiences that I had this year. This year has taught me a lot. It's taught me a lot about myself. And one of the things that I've learned most of all through this year is that I'm gonna be okay. I'm not all there where I want to be, but I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna be okay, and you're gonna be okay as well. So if you've got goals that you want to achieve, you can do them. You just got to set your mind to them and accomplish those goals. You can accomplish whatever you set your mind to. So that being said, going forward, what are some of my goals for 2021? All right, so some of my goals are as follows. So number one, I want to definitely finish paying off my credit card debt, which I've made immense strides with this year. I'm almost done paying off my credit card debt. So that's goal number one. Goal number two, I want to finish acquiring the equipment that I need in order to successfully run my business. So that means that there's a couple more lenses I have on my radar. There's a couple of camera bodies that I want to upgrade to that will better give me better image quality, as well as more capabilities as far as autofocus and what have you. Another goal I have is I want to finish that class that I started for the insurance adjustment. I definitely want to do some traveling if it's permitted next year. Hopefully we'll be able to get COVID under control enough by maybe mid next year to where I can actually, I can do some traveling. I want to travel. I want to go to some places I haven't visited before. Maybe visit some friends that I haven't seen in a few years. Another goal that I have is I want to be able to book at least 10 weddings for next year. So since I'm still relatively new on the photography market, I believe that's an attainable goal. It's something that will be very lucrative for me, and it can only get better from there. Once I reach that 10 wedding goal, I can now set, okay, now I'm gonna set out to make 20 weddings, 30 weddings, until I get to a point where that's basically my business, is wedding photography. So those, I think, are my top goals for 2021. And of course, there's also the arbitrary goals. I want to, make and solidify new friendships, partnerships, and what have you. I want to be able to get myself back in shape. COVID with the lockdown really kind of, I'm a bit out of shape from what I'm used to doing. I'm used to being a lot more active, but that's going to be something I'll be working to get back to and improve upon for next year. So that's my my 2021 New Year's resolution. And finally, the last thing that I want to accomplish is practice living in the moment, because that's something that I have not practiced before in life, is living in the moment. I've always lived planning for the next event, instead of finding that happiness and joy that comes from just being in the moment. So I'm comfortable with the equipment I have right now. I'm happy with what I have. So I'm trying to practice that just peace of mind, knowing that I can do anything with what I have. I can be happy with what I have, and then I can practice, being mindful and ready to receive more when it's time. So guys, so as we go into 2021, it's just my prayer and my hope for you that you also will set some goals for yourselves. You'll definitely you'll have that mindset to go out and achieve those goals, and you'll actually practice practice those goals and methods that you have planned out. So yeah, guys, so I just wanted to have this little video of reflection for 2020, resolutions for 2021. So guys, if you like this video, go ahead and click subscribe, or hit the like button. And if you guys want to follow me on social media, my IG handle is Star Moment Photos. And my internet website page is www.starmomentphotos.com. And guys, so I will see you in 2021 and hope we can make some images together.